Alrighty everybody, welcome back to another video. Tis I, Ramzastro. If you watched last week's video, you noticed I did a pause during the Stay Puft bobblehead so I could film something where he charged up. This is that video. So today we're going to look at the birthday present that I got from my mum and dad, and that is the Godzilla Tokyo Clash strategy game. I was going to say strategy game, but strategy game. I apologise, I found a few videos today, so have a quick look at this box art. So we've got Godzilla here, destroying what looks like a train. I think there's people in it. There's a woman there screaming. We'll do some zoom in cuts. The artwork is brilliant. We've got Godzilla in Japanese, Godzilla in English, Tokyo Clash. I'm assuming that is Tokyo Clash in Japanese. I think that's the same details that is down here, but in Japanese. I'm loving it. Weirdly enough, we've got the Godzilla logo for the modern American Godzilla. Weird, but it did come out roughly the same time as Godzilla vs. Kong, so it is kind of a tie-in product. It's made by Funko, who you may know from Funko Pops and such. So let's have a swatch at the back. I'll just turn this around. So the back lets you see what the game is going to be like. So we get Tokyo Clash, ultimate battle for kaiju dominance. Choose from 4 iconic movie kaiju: Godzilla, King Gadira or Ghidorah, Mothra or Megalon. That's Megalon there. I don't know why they include Megalon. I like Megalon, but I'd have preferred Gigan, I'd have preferred Rodan, I could have preferred Destroyer, I could have just preferred Biolante. There's so many more choices that they could have put in there. Rodan would have made more sense because then it would have been the King of the Monsters lineup, but I digress. Build a different vision of the classic 1960s Tokyo cityscape each time you play using modular tiles. Gain power by throwing trains, tanks, battleships and enemy kaiju into buildings and at other kaiju. Master your kaiju's unique combat style to deal devastating attacks and become King of the Monsters. So the game is by Prospero Hall, but manufactured by Funko Games. It lets you know the contents. The contents are 4 kaiju miniatures, 1 miniature stand, 120 kaiju cards, 13 game board tiles, 1 damage track mat, 4 kaiju mats, 6 event cards, 13 building miniatures, 74 tokens, 1 oxygen destroyer marker, 5 tracking cubes and instructions. Now the picture of the miniatures is very well good. They've got Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Megalon and Mothra. They look good. You can have a little preview of what your cards would look like and a little preview how the board could be set up. So let's get this bad boy opened and see what everything looks like. Alright, let's get them open up. I've got my box cutter all ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. So slide this bad boy open for the first time. Oh, I like that. That's some nice artwork on the side. Anything on the inside? No, there is not. So here is our instruction booklet. Same artwork as the box. We've got all our instructions nicely illustrated, I may add. I do like illustrations and instructions. It makes life so much easier for noobs like myself. I'm kind of new to the miniatures game myself. New to the miniature games. So yeah, I'll be giving this a thorough read. So let's see what we've got in here. Set that to the side. So this will be our card decks. So this one kind of looks, this one is move 1 space towards the nearest kaiju. It's called counter. You can see Godzilla attacking with his atomic breath, but Ghidorah easily dodging it. That is a nice set of cards. So obviously that'll be for all 4 monsters. You can kind of see the divide. So we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. So yeah, you can see that. We'll get them opened in a moment. This will be the miniatures. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what these bad boys are, but I will have a look. What else? This will be the game tiles. Nice. I like the fact it's in resealable bags as well. These will be the buildings and whatnot. They do actually look pretty cool. So let's do a jump cut and have a look at each miniature. So here's our first miniature. We have Mothra, Queen of the Monsters. This is a very well sculpted figure. It seems to be made of a nice soft vinyl plastic, kind of like those cheap dinosaur toys you would find in the store or the shop. I quite like it. There's nice detail, as you can see here, on the wings. Detail in the body, detail in the face, the legs look fantastic. As I said when I was going through the box, everything's in its own resealable bag. So Mothra was in a bag by herself, and there was also a separate little bag that was resealable for the base, which I really liked, which is pretty awesome. So I do like the detail on this. I'm really liking this Mothra figure. So I've not actually looked at the other ones yet. This was just the first one I pulled out. So let's have a look at the next figure. So here we have the Megalon Figure. This is not my favourite of the Kaiju and Godzilla's rogues gallery. He's a decent monster, but he's just, I don't know if he'd make my top 10. It's a good looking figure though. There's some fantastic sculpting, some great detail in there. It's just a bit plain because of the colour choice that they've chose for me. At least the Mothra pops, if that makes sense. He's a nice popping colour. He kind of matches what he should be in the basic sense, but this is a good one. Yeah, it looks fantastic. What do you people think of this? Put a comment below. What do you think of Megalon as a character, and what do you think of this miniature of Megalon? Up next we have King Gadira, King Ghidorah, King Gadira. No matter how you want to pronounce it, he is an awesome character, and this miniature stands up to that. You've got his 3 heads, you got his big ass wings, and in his body and his legs and his back you can see those tiny scales, which I didn't expect that small of a detail to be in this figure. You can kind of see the little ripples in his wings. It is awesome. This is a fantastic figure. I think this will be a great character to play as in this game. I love the fact that each head isn't identical, which is great, because I love the fact with Ghidorah or Gadira or Ghidorah, whatever you want to call him, the heads are not 100% identical, which is great, and you can kind of see that here. There's scales going up the neck, there's scales on the face. I'll do some close-up shots of this one. So out of the 3 figures so far, this is the most detailed. Mothra was winning, but this one is the most detailed as far. And here we have the King of the Monsters, Godzilla himself, or Gadira. And the box, he was just a plain green figure, which I wasn't a big fan of. I'm glad now that I've opened him, he's got a bit more detail, a bit more how he should look. There's a slight hint of blue to his fins on his back. He's got this weird grey scales on all over his body, and he's got some very slight dark brown spots in random places, but the figure itself looks great. You can see all the scales all over his body. The fins look great. He's in a nice pose. It looks like his mouth may move up and down. I'm not 100% sure. I'll test that in a moment. If it doesn't work, you'll see nothing. But this is probably the figure that I will want to go. If it's not this character, I will most likely want to go King Ghidorah, or possibly Mothra. I might mix it up. It's not a one-player game. You have to play with at least one other person, so I can't test that out today, how the game plays. But my mate Chris does want to give this game a bash with me. I may record that experience and cut it down into a nice little video. If you'd like to see that, hit a like with the video or put a comment below saying you'd like to see that. If you do want to see it recorded, I will try and get other players, maybe do a full 4-player game. Make it full on madness, if that's what you want to see. So out of all the figures, I'd say my favourites in this order would be Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah, then Megalon. Mothra just wins it out for me because it comes with that nice little stand, and I think if I painted Mothra it would look fantastic. Now I have considered repainting all of these figures. I've not decided yet. What do you guys think? I'll show them on the screen and you can make your decision. Now here's a better look at all the figures side by side. Do you think these should be painted up like I do my Warhammer miniatures to look more movie accurate, or should I keep them in this shade? If I was going to do Ghidorah, I would do Ghidorah in a nice gold. You know, do all the little details with little accents of, I'm not sure which colour I'd go with, but I would make sure those details pop. Mothra, I would paint as close as possible to how Mothra should look. Godzilla, I would do him in his nice black, maybe a dry brush, a really, really dark grey over the scales. His fins, I would probably do as if they were glowing, as if he was getting ready to shoot that atomic breath. Megalon, I can't 100% remember what Megalon's colour scheme is. All I'm thinking is brown because that's how the figure looks. But if I was to do Megalon, I would just paint him as close as possible to how he looks in movies. That's what I would do with Megalon. So, let's see what else we've got with this game. So putting the miniatures back into the box, I had a quick swatch at the so these are tracking tubes. Not sure what they're used for yet, but I've not read the instructions. So I'm going to put these back in and we'll do a jump cut and I'll have a look at some of these cards, because I think they're going to have some nice artwork on them. I'm not going to look at them all, we'll just have a look at some random ass cards. So I've got the cards unwrapped. I kind of wish these were in a resealable packet alongside the miniatures, but you can't get everything. So that first card we've had a look at, so what's the next card we're going to look at here? So we've got Mango. Destroy a small building or vehicle within range 1. So whose card does this belong to? That is a King Ghidorah card, I'm assuming, as is this. So let me just do a jump cut and I'll arrange them into the monsters. Yes, I've got these arranged into the monsters, so let's have a quick look at a Mothra card. I don't know what this is. So we have Gust of Wind, so move the target one space. That is some nice Mothra artwork, I do enjoy that. So if I was to paint the miniature, it would look a lot like that. That's how it would turn out, with the yellows, the blacks, the dark oranges, and that white, and the big popping blue eyes. So just sit here, we'll have another look at another Mothra card. Resilience, god damn my English today. So yes, we've got Mothra presumably being attacked by King Ghidorah. So whenever you are damaged, before your opponent claims trophies, look at the top of your deck. You may return it or discard it. Alright, I don't know what that means. One more Mothra one. Why is this camera always moving? I was not paying attention. I have got no idea how long that moved for. Okay, so let's have a look at a Megalon card. Laserfield. I'm not too fussed of that artwork. I'm just going to skip it. Let's have a look at this one. Strafe. That one's a lot cooler. That is a lot cooler, that card. And one more from Megalon. There we go. Deflect. If used against a ranged attack, destroy a small building or vehicle up to one space away. Nice. Let's have a look at some Godzilla cards now. Scaled Hide. Gain 1 energy for each point of damage this card doesn't block. Nice, that is some nice Godzilla artwork there. I do like that. Okay, dorsal plates. I just call them fins. This fully blocks an attack. You may take a power, but that is some nice art. And another Godzilla one. Tail Whip. That is some nice classic. It reminds me of the Godzilla Final Wars poster ever so slightly. Okay, so let's just put these back and we'll look at a couple of random King Ghidorah ones. Taunt. So you got Ghidorah there shooting the lightning into the sky from its 3 heads. Soar. Just a nice airborne picture of Ghidorah's close up of its 3 heads. And another last Ghidorah cards. Triple Beam. So it's just shooting its energy beams, presumably at Mothra. That could work out. That could work out. So yeah, so that's some of the cards. I don't see the point in looking at the buildings and all that because they do look really good. I think I may do a jump cut. So yeah, that was unboxing Godzilla Tokyo Clash. I didn't look at the game tiles, didn't look at the buildings. I've got a rough gist of what they're like from the box art and the back, but I do like what I see. I will get this played and I will update my thoughts on it, but I think it's going to be a great game. I love the miniatures. Let me know if you want me to paint them, because I may make a video of me doing my painting, because I considered doing that all the way through my Warhammer painting. I do still have some Warhammer left to paint, but I wasn't sure anyone would actually watch me sit and paint. Not 100% the best, but I have improved a lot at my painting. I do enjoy it. It is nice and relaxing. So yeah, I do like this Godzilla game. I may see if my partner's up for playing it at some point as well. Maybe we can get Hart and my mate Chris going at the same time. That means we'll have 3 people. I just need to find a 4th, and that will have a big battle royale kaiju madness. I have seen on a Facebook group that people have made new miniatures, like 3D printed, of other Godzilla enemies and made their own decks of cards and things like that. That is something I may look into, maybe expand my roster, because I'm not entirely, it's been a few years since this, like 2 years since this board game's come out, and there's been no expansion, and I'd love expansions for this. I probably would get the expansions. Even if I've not played this game, it is definitely up my alley. This and the Ghostbusters board game and Warhammer. So if you'd like to see me playing the Ghostbusters board game on the channel, let me know. But I do enjoy this. I love Godzilla. Ghostbusters, Godzilla, Ninja Turtles and Batman, that's my jam. Now if you're new viewer to the channel, thanks for watching this far and listening to me ramble on. And if you're a vintage viewer, same back at you, thanks for sticking this long. And if you liked what you've seen and you're not subscribed, please hit a wee subscribe, hit a wee like. Let me know down below if you want to see painting. Let me know what kind of content you want to see on the channel. Do you want to see me painting? Do you want to see me playing the board games with my friends? Obviously edited down so you don't get a lot of the guff in between shots, but you know what I mean. Or maybe you want the full unedited video with the banter and the guff. Let me know. And as always, don't forget people, have a good one.